Hi guys, Otter here again, back in the garage. Today we're going to be working on my son's mini e-revo. This car has been through quite a bit, as you can imagine, with a 8-year-old owning it. This is his second year owning this car. It's gone through snow, mud, about everything you can think of. We recently just got some ramps, and he's been taking it off the ramps as well. Here last weekend he was going through the tall grass, and he comes running inside and goes, "Mom, Dad, the RC starts smoking. There's smoke rolling out from the RC." So, assuming the worst, we came out and expected a burnt up motor, or a burnt up ESC, or very, very worse, a LiPo battery actually catching on fire. But after doing some checking, what appears to have happened is the slipper clutch inside here for the center differential has seemed to have disintegrated itself. It is no more. So I'm gonna get this tore apart. We're gonna take a look at this slipper clutch, and we're gonna see. I'm really curious to see what we see. Alright guys, so I got it apart here. I think I know where his smell was coming from, or his smoke rather. This little triangle piece in here is not supposed to be melted to the gear. And the bearing even just popped out as soon as I got that out of there. So the bearing that I believe is supposed to be molded to this plastic gear is out of it, as well as smoked. I don't know how well, if you guys can see that well in there. That is incredibly smoked. But, yeah, so I do have a new gear. This is Traxxas number 7046R. So a new gear. Also have a new clutch set. Comes with a new spring, nut, a new pin, and this new wear material. So it'll be interesting to see how this one does. And you can smell that old clutch yet still. So another thing we also picked up, because I noticed his motor was getting pretty hot and this seemed like a good time, is this 3374 cooling fin setup. It's supposed to, it comes with the paste. You put the paste down on the inside of the cooling fin, and it's just like a little semicircle there, so it just snaps onto the motor. It's supposed to help dissipate the heat off and keep the motor a little bit cooler. Brushless guys, they do get pretty warm, but you don't want them to get too hot. Warmth is okay, but not too hot. If you can't touch it, that's about too hot. So we're gonna work on getting the new one put in here, and I'll maybe get some footage of my son ripping around the backyard after we get it done. Okay guys, so I did have to reuse that bearing. I got that pressed into the back of this new gear. Now this new disc, this little triangle piece, it just sits right in there. You can see there's sort of a cutout in the back of this gear, or plastic piece for it. So that holds your fiber material, which is a little crazy to me to think about it, because I would think you'd want something metal lined or something that's going to take this heat. Not so sure these little plastic gears can take the heat, especially after seeing the other one. But so we got a new piece on there, got a new piece on the transmission, and we are going together. Another thing, guys, this did come with a new spring and a new nut for the slipper clutch. It is very important that you do use those. They are meant for this specific application and putting the right amount of torque onto it. Now, the one thing that I don't see on this, okay, so I was going to put some washers on there, but it looks like they have the spring flattened for this specifically. So no need for some washers. Another tip also, guys, I don't know if you guys see me doing this as I was tearing it apart, but there's a little slot in the back side of the gear here, and you can slide an Allen key right in there, and that holds this gear from spinning, or the shaft rather, from spinning. So you can tighten your nut down onto the gear and get your proper torque and what you want for it. So I'm going to set the clamping force on this with this nut, and like I said, we'll get it all put back together. I'll get that cooling duct on the motor, and we'll get it outside and get it ripping. So I'm going to put that heat sink on here, and I wanted to make sure you guys knew what I was doing with it. So this is the motor here. I don't have it unplugged, still plugged into the truck, but you want to make sure you wipe it down real good. You want to make sure you're going to put it in here where you think it's going to be about mounted. It comes with this paste. It's this white paste. I don't know if you can see it oozing out of there, but you want to put that paste on the inside here of your cooling duct, and you want to slather it in there nice and good. What that paste does is actually helps the energy, or the heat, which heat is energy, or energy is heat, whichever way you want to say that. Some physics guy can correct me. But anyway, so this will help actually transfer all the heat off your motor into these fins. So I'll show this to you guys here. Cap this stuff off. It's a bit messy. So we got it slathered all inside there, nice and white. Now all of that stuff is going to help us. So we got our motor sitting in here. We got it in about the right spot of where it's going to be. I'm going to line it up so that basically it's right lined up with the Valiant. I'm going to pop it off here so it's easier to work with. Boom, just like that, guys. And now we have our cooling fans on there. You can see some of the paste out and around, it's squeezed out. That is okay. That means we got good contact. So we'll get this motor mounted in here, and we'll be back to ripping. Alright guys, we're back at it. I got this all ready to go. Nice new cooling head on there. and we got batteries hooked up. We got XT60 connectors swapped over on this, just because those batteries are easier to find. I think that sounds pretty good. Alright, so I'm going to give it to my son and let's go see if he's happy with it. Alright guys, we're outside here. We're going to have my son run his e-revo that I just fixed, and let's see how he likes it. Alright guys, so I'm going to let him have some fun, and we'll see you guys next week. Remember, like and subscribe, and we'll see you later.